Hi there. You know, I always want to try to bring you more concise material because I tend to ramble. And I'm going to ramble now. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So this is probably going to be long and rambling. I'm going to talk to you about GigFast Lite's uh, iOS app, specifically iOS. I mostly use iOS apps for guitar simulations. I have an AXFX. I have an AX8. Sorry, I have an AX8 and I have a Headrush Flex Prime, but mostly I use something in the iOS realm. So I've been using this. I introduced this a long time ago when it first came out, and I spent some time with it. And I was impressed at the time, and I revisited it because, well, for a lot of other reasons. Let me cut that part out so that we don't spend too much time rambling. But I've come back and revisited it, and I think it bears mentioning. I've done some research, and I'm going to read the research to you separately. I'm going to play a few sounds and talk about the application itself, and then I'm going to tell you about what the information reveals about the app itself as far as its own proprietary profiles, in case you don't already know about them. I didn't until just now. I didn't really care because it sounded good, but it's an interesting concept if it is in fact what's happening at who makes this? Artera Digital Sound Products. I have the GigFast Lite, but I bought the unlock for everything, and it's well worth it. So let me play. This is one sound, as you can see on the screen. I'm in GigFast mode. This is something we're going to talk about after I play a little bit here, because you can load your own NAMs in here, and you can also use GigFast proprietary neural models, which I'll explain. But one of the things, a few of the things I look for in these simulations is dynamic range, and that comes in two forms: a low noise floor in its base state, and a lot of dynamic range and responsiveness. That is, like when you turn the control down on your guitar, it doesn't turn into a muddy mess. Now, that can happen on some instruments, depending upon the control pots you're using, and that's another story. But anyway, I think you understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you this one. This is the GigFast profile with an FBE 100, as you see, for the amplifier. And then down in the lower right-hand corner, you see it's a, if I can open that up for you. Oh, it goes way up here. Why is that? I'm using the 4x12 OS Mix Bright. So a couple things. You can see these are the amps. These are the cabinet models that come with GigFast. I'll show you a couple of those in a minute. Let's see. What was I thinking? Oh, I've got this down to pretty ridiculous quick buffer size here. 64 at 192K. I'm using an Motu M1. Now, one of the things, noise-wise, you're going to hear some high-frequency whine. This is coming from the iPad. It's sitting in front of me. So ordinarily, that's not a problem. I just want to keep my hand on it, and I got the microphone, and I'm trying to sit closer to the screen. The ambient noise, make sure I don't have as you can see in the lower left-hand corner, it says pre-post effects. Part of the pre-effects are the gate, a wah, it's an auto wah, and an overdrive. I have the overdrive active. If we turn that off, as you can hear, like if you listen closely, this is the full state of the noise with the overdrive. And that tiny little bit of whine. Just a hum. Whine comes back when I put it down closer to the iPad. Pretty damn quiet. Let's turn the overdrive off. Get the high frequency. You get some high frequency white noise in there. But let's see. If we put the gate back on, oh, I'm sorry. Put the OD back on. I've got the top end dialed off a little bit. Using a Telecaster, so on the treble pickup it's a lot of bright, a lot of top end, so I tend to roll it off just a little bit with the tone control. My neck pickup is very dark. So there's a little bit of it has a good tuner too. You see it in the center at the bottom in red flickering. Not tuning again. Leave it the way it is. But if you tune it up, using it properly, it gets you in there, man. It gets you where that A and the E sound about right. You can almost do a D chord, cowboy chord, and it doesn't sound stupid. Unless your guitar is way messed up. So, where were we? Okay. This is not going to be a completely comprehensive. There are other things that go through the controls and stuff like that. They sound great. Let me show you the post. So, got a chorus, delay, and a reverb. I've got all three on. The chorus, just kind of, I like to use a little bit of chorus just to give it some air. That's without it. That's with a little chorus. I also have the rate very slow and the depth very low. You have several delay selections that are pretty nice. I'm using what am I using? Delay. Let's see. How do you change the delay type? Delay, sync, active. Okay, you can go between, synchronized and non-synchronized. I'm using synchronized right now. Here's what it sounds like. And that's kind of a sound I happen to like. Fun to play. It sounds great to me, but let's listen to another cab. I've got that high frequency noise. Oh, and it comes up here. Yeah, I'm using it in AUM, so it's going to be a little different. Let's go. And that was what, cap edge. 57 cap edge. Here's a 421 center. But to me, that's a big plus. Not everything does that. Something else that's cool. Oh, the reverb. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think you can change the kinds of these effects. Great though. Going with this, yeah, you can load your own IRs, you can load your own NAM files. The effects are in use in either one. Now I wanted to tell you about. You'll notice there's a resonance control right underneath the ABC. I don't think you can see the C because it's too bright, but right below the C, there's a resonance. So this, I'm gonna let's see. Well, so there's a file. There are two different distinct file types that you can load with this. As you can see at the top in the upper left corner, you have GigFast and you have NAM. The GigFast is a proprietary file. It's a kind of a parametric NAM model, and it's multi-channel. I'll read from you this. I got this now from Copilot, so if it's wrong, I apologize. It would take me a while to really check this out, so I'm gonna share this with you in the hopes that it's accurate, and you can do some further research from there. GigFast parametric models they always include 4 to 8 channels. They include a clean, a crunch, a lead, and a boost variation. Instant switching with no reload, snapshot NAMs. Are always single channel. See, now this is the difference. The first is the GigFast parametric model. This is now the standard NAM. Always single channel, no multi-state switching, no channel selector. And if you have multi-channels, it's parametric. The file type differences. The NAM models are not, parametric NAM models are not NAM files. They are internal GigFast model bundles. Snapshot NAMs are NAM files. These are files you import manually. If you import a NAM file, it's not parametric. So you're not going to get that resonance control. A resonance activates if you have a parametric NAM model. If the resonance stays disabled, you have a NAM snapshot. Snapshots almost never contain power amp low frequency data. These files, these GigFast files, are created by Artera DSP only, according to this report. They're trained in-house using proprietary multi-state capture rigs and neural training systems. They load in GigFast mode. This is how you know they're one. Like you will see that you can select it on the GigFast toggle and not the NAM, as you see in the upper left corner above the gain control. They're trained in-house. How to identify them? They load in GigFast mode. Excuse me. Coffee. They have active AMP parameters, including multiple channels, and are not .NAM files. There was a little more here. File type differences. Clean crunch. Let's see. Parametric NAM models will show gain, bass, mid, treble, presence, resonance, sag, bias, damping. Snapshot NAMs will show gain sometimes, volume sometimes, IR selection, and maybe basic EQ. If resonance or sag is available, it's almost certainly a parametric model. Let's see. Where are these models trained? They're trained in-house. Only Artera DSP can create parametric NAM models. According to this, okay, users cannot train them. Third-party creators cannot make them. So who trains them? That's Artera DSP. I'm kind of going backwards here. Let's see. Capturing an amp in many different settings. Yeah, they will include more metadata, which is a great idea. I don't know if that's. I think that's something that's on the that is already available. Maybe in another open source model could be. Like I say, I'm not 100% on this. Copilot can be slow on the uptake on the front edge, the cutting edge of technology. Let's see. GigFast 8-channel models are created by capturing clean, edge of breakup, crunch, lead, boosted, high gain, and variants with different power amp loads and master levels. All of these are trained into the same parametric model. This is why channel switching is instant, no model reload. So I don't have. I mean, this is a NAM. This is a GigFast model of the FBE 100. And you see resonance is blacked out. If you have experience with NAMs, I don't have a lot, but because I don't know. I don't like Tonex. I hate that app. But anyway, these controls Something else is how much noise is introduced with the equalization. Now, I'm still the way I was before, and I do have the... Don't have the gate. Don't have a gate on. Wow, okay. So that to me is pretty good quality on the EQ section. It doesn't bring in a bunch of noise. Yes. That's with the gain all the way up. You could put your gate in. It has a pretty good gate. Doesn't have that awful crunchy gate closing noise. That sounds good to me. This is with gain too, with the overdrive. Turn the overdrive off. See, that's where you get that extra high end, because what I did was set the low cut and the high cut with the gain, with the overdrive on, to just start to cut off that hiss. Here you hear there's a lot of it. That's with the gain all the way up again. I forgot. So let's get out of the stratosphere. Get down around, I don't know, 6. Now that's with the gate on. You can hear it's pretty hissy. Also very bright. The high cut works really well. See, the weird thing is, if you put the overdrive in, you're cutting out a lot of the ultra high hiss with the gain But with a little bit of gauge, well, you get the idea. I just get carried away because it's kind of fun to play. I wanted to readdress that because I think it's a nice asset. I personally happen to like using iOS as a writer, as a song, like to create songs and patches and things, and it's very easy to use. It's very low power, although the M1s, the new Apple M1s and the M series are very efficient. Plus this level of latency is pretty impressive. I'm at 192K too, so I mean that's just overkill, really. Want to hear 44.1. It's going to take a little bit for the M2. It's an M2 for the M2 to switch. There we go. So this lower volume. I think I'm spoiled. Doesn't quite have the same distortion harmonics, I don't think. But it's not bad. That's at 30. The buffer size is 32. That's guarded. Let's try 48K. Still good. It does drop some volume, which is interesting. Let's go back to, what do we want? 90. Let's try 96. Catch up. That's starting to get back to the bank, maybe. $92 might be the winner, although I'm not going to be able to use that for anything. Okay, how long have we been going on here? Wow, let's see. 28, almost a half an hour. Not intend to do that, but I knew it was going to ramble a bit. So that's a little look at GigFast Lite. I thought I'd try to revisit that and put a little more detail behind it, because it's pretty impressive. Because I was looking for a NAM, something just to play NAMs back. You want to hear a NAM? Let's do a NAM. What have I got here? George B. Now that's with the same cabinet, because I think, yeah, doesn't come with a cabinet, so. A little less top end, but Sounds good. I say we lost our presence in this model. Sounds great. I don't have a lot of NAM files. So much. Well, I mean, it's a personal thing, but to me, there's so much garbage out there. Well, okay. I just like to play it. So, hey, thanks for watching. I know I don't put out a lot of content. Sorry about that. But thank you all so much for subscribing and watching. And I think I'm going to talk about the AX8, which is now an antique, I guess, but I've just been spending a lot of time with it, and it's pretty impressive, as well as the Headrush Flex Prime, which is also a very impressive unit. So until next time, thanks for spending time with me.